So I wanted to share a cool interaction I found using the Ravager Start unique helmet. So if you don't know, Ravager Start does a couple things. It makes you automatically trigger Heartseeker while every 3 seconds while in combat. Heartseeker gets flat damage based off your dexterity, and it counts as a throwing skill instead of a bow skill. This last line had a lot of people saying the helmet is a dead item because Heartseeker is a marksman only skill and marksman's passive tree is very heavily tied to bow damage and damage while wielding a bow. However, for how I'm using Heartseeker, making it not a bow skill is very important. So Heartseeker has a couple things going for it as a utility skill, actually. You can generate Dusk Shrouds and Black Arrows, though this is actually not that great, and also get some mana and health gain on hit. And then most importantly, Dragonfang. You can generate a absolute ton of flat damage, up to 80. This is why Dragonsong Heartseeker is such an OP build this patch. Heartseeker is naturally the best proc skill for Dragonsong and also the best buff skill for its damage. So I saw all of this and wondered if there was a way to use Ravager Start to automate Heartseeker and use it for this utility. What I landed on was Elemental Hail of Arrows. Without needing to do anything, Heartseeker triggers while I'm in combat and it generates flat damage and Dusk Shrouds. It also does some other stuff for Hail of Arrows specifically. So first, it extends the duration of your most recent Hail of Arrows attack, which is pretty helpful for like bossing when you use Shift and Black Arrow and Shadows to make a really strong single attack. And yeah, all of this utility is basically coming for free from wearing the Ravager's Dart helmet. But there's one more thing that it does. So Elemental Arrow in the Marksman passive tree gives a large amount of flat damage to your next Elemental Bow attack. If you spec into Dragonfang on Heartseeker though, that is locked behind this node Molten Arrow Storm, which gives Heartseeker a fire attack. Meaning normally if you were using Heartseeker, it would consume your Elemental Arrow stacks, wasting them. However, because Ravager's Dart means Heartseeker loses the bow attack tag and gains the throwing attack, it no longer consumes Elemental Arrow, which is pretty cool. If I put on the helmet, Heartseeker, Heartseeker now has a throwing attack tag. So I can basically just, at this point I could use it and not lose my Elemental Arrows stacks. See, 3 Elemental Arrows. Wouldn't take it off now though. And yeah, let's wait for these buffs to die and then let's do a damage test. So this is going to be without Heartseeker on and no buffs. So we have like 5k damage per tick ramping up to like 8.3k. And now I'm going to, I don't have very good gear, so and I'm only like level 81, so don't look too much at like the actual damage numbers. Look at the difference between with and without Ravager Start. So now I'm going to put it on, and let's see, what should I do? I'll use an attack to put myself in combat. So I'll use multi-shot. Alright, now Heartseeker is going. Let's use Hail of Arrows. And you can see the damage is much higher. So yeah, overall, I'm just going to take it off so it stops. Overall, while I'm happy with this interaction, I would not recommend this build. Hail of Arrows is very slow to use as a primary skill because it only covers a limited area and has some delay. And as far as I know, there really aren't other skills to use in its place which benefit from only using them once every few seconds due to Elemental Arrow stacks. In my opinion, Dragonsong Heartseeker is completely busted, and there is very little reason to play anything else if you want to play Heartseeker this patch. Thanks for watching, and good luck in your games.